Hi. Today I am reading the sixth chapter from Katha Chanakya, The Quest for an Ideal Student. Acharya Niti. Just as every student dreams of finding an ideal teacher, every teacher too is in search of an ideal student. The closing stanza of Bhagavad Gita says, wherever is the divine Lord Krishna and the able disciple Arjuna, there is beauty, morality, extraordinary power, and victory over all evil. These words impart the wisdom that when an ideal teacher meets the ideal student, there is bound to be success and happiness. Their meeting is magical and transformational for both. Acharya Katha. Magad, the largest Indian kingdom of Chanakya's time, was ruled by Dhananand, the ninth king of the Nanda dynasty. He was an irresponsible and self-centered leader who, despite the good advice of his minister, frequently indulged in his many whims and fancies. Once during a philosophical discussion at Dhananand's court, Chanakya was growing increasingly angry at the king's irrelevant manner throne and decided to leave. Judging this as an insult for his throne, Dhananand expelled him from the palace. Humiliated and furious, the teacher took an oath to dethrone the arrogant king and replace him with a better man. But who would the ideal king be? As a guru of Arthashastra, the science of politics and good governance, in the University of Takshashila at that time, Chanakya had many intelligent and resourceful students, but none of them had the potential to be the ideal prince. Undeterred, he continued his search. Chanakya's search ended unexpectedly when one day he came across some boys playing. Often, when watching children left to their own devices, it is possible to understand their attitude, teamwork, cooperation, decision making ability, and leadership skills. And so he observed the group closely. They were enacting a scene where the king, flanked by a council of ministers, was holding court for a few commoners who stood before him. The council of ministers presented grievances to the king on which he would pronounce judgment. Giving a final verdict in a case required careful analysis, the ability to understand the situation and separate the person from the problem. The ruler had to be kind and considerate, yet also strong and firm. He had to be empathetic and dispassionate at the same time. A good judge needed to understand the law and yet not be restricted by it to allow for fair judgment. The king in question displayed all these admirable qualities and Chanakya was impressed. He looked on, quite enjoying the game. A child playing the role of a minister announced, Maharaj, permit us to present this king case of a workman in a factory. Though he has not been completed his job in time, he is demanding, sorry, demanding full wages. The king inquired of the plaintiff, what is your reason for demanding full wages for work that you have not done? The law says that you should be paid for work only if it has been completed. The workman replied, Maharaj, I have been with this textile factory for many years. I am the only earning member in my family. My parents, wife, and children are all dependent on my income. Recently, I fell ill and could not go to work for a week. When I returned, I requested my due wages be paid as my family needs the money, but the owner denied my request. The factory owner was summoned, and the king asked him to present his side of the story. He said, Maharaj, since the man was ill and I could not afford to wait till he come back to work, I had to employ someone else in order to meet the deadline. Now, how can I pay this man as well when he did not perform his task? The man was in tears. Maharaj, have mercy on me. I have worked in this factory for years. Never has it happened that I have not completed all that I was supposed to on time. But what could I do if the illness took over me? I am a poor man. This loss of pay will put my family under immense financial pressure. The king discussed the case with his ministers and then he announced, although there is no law that allows one to be paid for incomplete work, the dedication and commitment this man has shown must be considered. The family of the worker is also an integral part of the larger family of the factory owner. He declared that the man be paid in full for the entire week and that he had been unwell. The king then proceeded to add, While considering economic policies, we must also keep in mind the welfare of the workers. Let's have a new law whereby workers get holidays with pay for the time like this. Chanakya appreciated the boy's judgment. Not only had he looked to the law for guidance, but keeping in mind the welfare of the people, he had also introduced a new law. He had displayed all the qualities of a true king. He approached the group and asked one of them, "Who is playing the role of king?" "His name is Chandragupta Maurya." Chanakya smiled. The ideal teacher had found his ideal student at last. So what did we learn? The right time for the teacher and student to meet is when they are both ready. Such a meeting can be transformational for both. People can be judged not only by the way they play, but also by the attitude with which they play. A king must also consider the welfare of the people while upholding the law. If required, if required, new law should be formed for their welfare. Bye.